A week ago, Tuesday, I got up, no water. No water.
Yeah.
I wanted to rinse my teeth out, no water. And I go downstairs, the pump's running. And hot. I felt the pump. It was really hot. I mean, it was dry and burning up, you know. And so anyway, I unplugged it quick and
I want to picture Hans and Dolores at breakfast with Hans telling us stories.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Hi.
I haven't
Hansi.
I
washed
tried
my
to get,
face or my
I
hair.
tried to get
Comb-
somebody to come out and help me.
Smile.
And
You're on candid camera.
I called up, you know, well people, and they say no water, priority for, if you have no water problem, there's a priority. Okay, well I call them, I left my phone number with the answering machine. Never heard from them. Priority for no water. And I don't know,
We were about what?
I didn't, well, I decided,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
we gotta
Saturday,
have
Sunday.
some
We
water.
were 6
Yeah.
days without
I
water.
said, you know what? I just dawned on me. I said, I bet you I could get water from next door with my hose.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I'll call up Mark Lingerman. And then I looked over there, and his car was over there.
Wow.
Tuesday. And I walked over. And I said, Mark, is it all right if I use some of your water? I want to hook it up to your outside faucet to my outside faucet. Oh yeah, fine. So I got my 200 foot of hose, and I ran it over, and of course you can't connect them because there's two male ends. So
Yeah.
I had to run in town and buy female ends and make my own little short hose, 2 female ends on it. So I made that. Then I got the water in, and we had water. And I mean, I had to keep the water to work on a pump. I had to disconnect the whole house filter and put a plug in one end so that his water wouldn't go out into my basement. See. And I had to run in town and get the right kind of plug. I didn't have one of those plugs.
This went on for 6 days.
Well,
So-
how come who was supposed to come and fix it? A plumber?
Oh, well, people.
Oh, but they were busy?
They would, yeah, they never answered my my request at all, you know.
And besides, he thought it was going to run into the $1,000, and so
Oh yeah, they're expensive, I think. Anyway, I thought, well, I remember several years ago I took that pump to a place over near Flint that rebuilt it very inexpensively. They clean, you know. And I got on the internet and I kept looking, trying to figure out what. And finally I found a name that struck a bell. I said, Johnny's Hardware. Johnny's Hardware did it. And they were right about where I thought they would be, the location.
in Burton.
So Jackie, I don't know if Jackie came over then and he was helping me. And we disconnected the pump. And he said he'll drive over to the place with the pump, put the pump in the trunk, and okay, so we got there and dropped it off, and then the next day the guy called me and says your pump's ready. So Jackie wasn't around, so I just drove over and got the pump. The guy showed me before had it on a bench, and he showed me that it went right up to 45 pounds and shut itself off, you know. Anyway, I get home, and I can't get it to go up over 10 pounds or something, you know. And he told me that if I have to, I may have to clean the jet out. And he said, you unscrew that little plug and you put a wire in there, and you clean that jet out. And that's what he had to do too, he said. So, okay, I remembered that. So we still didn't get much pressure. Jackie was helping me. And so I said, come on, well, like one thing they said is if you have any air leaks on the well side where sucking, if you have any air leaks, that it'll never build up pressure. So we're trying to get the stop these leaks, you know, and we had a heck of a time stopping the leaks. And finally, I got to the point where I said, we have to stop the leaks better. So I went to a store in Lapeer that had specialized in all kind of plumbing parts, you know. And that guy he knew about our problem. And I said, what about if I use a union? A union is something that you can do all your plumbing on one end and all the plumbing on the other end. And then the union has a seal, and it brings these two ends together, see? It was $27. It was a copper one, you know, and I said, I'll take it. And that way, I was able to, I had to saw off that hard plastic, because where the leak was the problem. I sawed that off, and I wanted to take that fitting. He said, you're not supposed to be able to turn that fitting, and so I used that. I had to turn the fitting to get the pump apart before. He said, you're not supposed to be able to turn that fitting. So I said, well, he gave me a new fitting like that. And then with the union, we were able to saw off that pipe, pound a new fitting into the pipe, and there's just clamps. And he said, another thing, you have to use a hair dryer to warm up that plastic. Well, that Johnny's, the guy used a blowtorch. He was heating that darn plastic. He had that same thing to take it apart.
Yeah.
So I got her hair dryer, and I finally pounded that new fitting in there. And then we had, now we could take part of that union and screw it on simply, but you have to use that sealing tape. You know, they have that special tape, that Teflon tape.
Yeah.
And now we can make good fittings. And then at the other end the same way, you have to screw it. But that was the other side of the union, see, and it was easy to do. And then you put the union together and you tighten that up, and we had a pretty good, seal. And we still weren't getting much pressure. So I told Jackie, unscrew that little plug, and I got a clothes hanger, and we wired it in there. So we got up to over 35 pounds that way. Now I noticed, okay, and then I thought, well, I can instead of 45 pounds, I can adjust the switch with just unscrew this, take the tension off that spring that controls the switch, you know, and I got it to shut off at 22 pounds, you know, and I thought that isn't good enough. So I had to take that little plug out and poke that, and I finally got it up to 30 pounds, and I reset that switch to, now it shuts off around 32 pounds. It comes back on at 28 pounds, which is adequate now.
So you never had to call the well people?
No, I never, the heck with them. They never called me back.
Wow.
And it cost me $65 for Johnny's to go through my pump, you know. So.
Plus all the gas you spent going back and forth to Johnny's.
Huh?
Plus the gas, driving back and forth to pick up those fittings.
Oh, yeah.
What about it?
You had to pay for gas to go get those things. You got to add that in. In your labor.
Yeah, that was incidental.
And Jackie, he really was a great help.
Oh, yeah.